Follow that up, you just can't. So bear with me, come along on this journey with me. I'm gonna give it my best shot, but I'm like 2 or 3 additional drinks in. I wasn't planning to have them. So if I stutter a little bit, hey, it's all good.
Speaking in person.
All right, so here we go. A wise man once told me that a best man speech should last as long as it takes for the groom to make love. Thank you all for coming.
Anything goes with this guy. Take it easy, Pops.
All right. Simmer down, Lino. You got plenty of attention tonight. Take it easy, bow tie. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jason, and I'm TJ's older brother, and best man, and BFF, and mentor, confidant, inspiration, etc. For those of you who do know me, don't worry, I've been reminded repeatedly that today is not about me. Now, 8 years ago, my brother served as the best man at my wedding. Thank you, TJ, for that. And tonight, I stand here truly humbled that he chose me to be his best man. Well, technically, he didn't choose me so much as he allowed me to compete with these other schmucks over here for the honor. Luckily, I beat Chandler 2 out of 3 in a game of rock, paper, scissors during cocktail hour, so here I am. And you can't possibly imagine how long I've been waiting for this opportunity to finally be able to publicly humiliate, verbally abuse, and belittle this man in front of all of his closest friends and family, to make him feel so small, and to take every last breath of dignity away until he chokes on his own embarrassment. Oh, actually, I think those are Amante's wedding vows. Now, before I commence the roasting of the groom, I'd like us all to first please raise a toast to Amante. Let's do this. Let's be sweet. Let's raise a toast to Amante for looking absolutely gorgeous today. You are stunning, Amante. I truly mean that. Would you please indulge us by standing up so that the people in the back can see your dress? Please, come on. I'd like to make sure everybody in the venue can see that beautiful dress, which, might I add, is such a wonderful change of pace from the pants that you normally wear in this relationship. We're just getting started here. Hey, simmer down. As for the rest of the bridesmaids, I'd love to be able to say that you all look beautiful too. However, my wife Lisa hasn't let me look at another woman since 2006. So the best I can do is just hazard a guess. I'm sure you all look lovely. Though not, I'm obliged to say, as lovely as Lisa. But back to Amante. Amante, you are absolutely radiant today. And everyone here who knows you can attest that you are always on fleek. Actually, I could see my mom has this look on her face like, what is fleek? Fleek is a millennial term which means flawlessly styled. Everyone say it with me, flawlessly styled. That's what Amante is. Got it? All right, good, Mom. Where were we? Oh yes, Amante, you are smart, you're driven, you're thoughtful, and above all, you're family oriented, and that's so important to us. You're a beautiful person inside and out, and although I don't say this often, I am honored to be able to call you my sister. And I know that your friends and family here today are all extremely proud of the woman that you've become. the type of woman who truly deserves a good husband. And all I can say is, thank God. Thank God my brother married you before you found one. Pops is feeling this. You know, Marty, a couple of days ago, actually this is true. This is actually true, y'all. I'm not bullshitting. A couple of days ago, I asked my brother, I texted him, because he's like the text maniac. I asked him, you know, about the moment when he first knew that you were the one. And he told me about a moment that took place during his recovery from surgery a few years back. Is that not true, Teach?
True.
And he mentioned that as he was waking up from the anesthesia, that you took his hand in yours, and without saying a single word, you let him know that it was all going to be okay. That's so full of shit, I love it. And he said that as your hand grasped his, that it felt so soft and comforting. He said that it felt like the wings of an angel had fallen upon him. He said that it felt like God himself had reached down from heaven and touched his heart. He said that he felt like he was all alone in an elevator with Ryan Gosling, with the lights dim low and Boyz II Men playing softly in the background. That's what he said, verbatim. That's what my brother told me. And of course, me being the curious type, you know, a little bit of a curious George every once in a while, I later asked Marty, on that day, during that moment, after TJ's surgery, when you changed his life forever, what did you feel when you took his hand so lovingly in yours? And Marty paused. She took a deep breath, looked me in the eyes, and she said, I was watching 90 Day Fiancé on my phone, I didn't even notice. In all seriousness, TJ, I hope you know just how lucky you are. Some people search an entire lifetime for love and never find it, but you found it. You met this amazing woman, and you tricked her into marrying you. And you leave here today with a wife who loves you unconditionally and who's had your back from the moment that you two got together. That's real talk. And to top it off, the icing on the cake, Marty's Instagram. Straight up fire. The rest of y'all should check it out. If you're not following her, at Soy La Marianela. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons below if you enjoy the content you've heard so far. And speaking of social media, a quick update for those of you without internet access tonight. Marty's Facebook status was just changed to married, and her father and brothers immediately hit the dislike button. Hashtag we did it. Hashtag for better or worse. Hashtag it's about damn time. Now, all right, we're going on a journey. It's going to be a little bit, all right? Thank you for your patience. Now, some of you might be wondering, how did these two lovebirds meet? Well, TJ and I met in the mid-80s. I still recall that fateful day when this 9-pound human boy was bestowed upon the earth by the gods. And during our first few moments together, I could already tell there was something special about him. There was a twinkle in his eye and a certain mischievousness to his smile, like he had a secret to tell all the world. I would come to find out later that he had just pooped himself, but nonetheless, I took one look at this tan little teddy bear with the Puerto Rican flair, and I thought to myself, this guy, he's my kind of guy. And as the seasons passed, we became inseparable. We shared everything. A bedroom, we shared toys, we shared Batman pajamas, we shared Legos, everything. And many, many years later, we even shared a few girls. Some of which may or may not be here tonight. But I digress. I kid, come on, relax. We laughed together, we cried together, we plotted and competed. We one-upped and teamed up. Some folks in the hip-hop community said, these brothers really rocked the show. Jay laid the tracks, Teej locked the flow. We were tight. So tight that there was nothing we couldn't accomplish together. But enough about the past. How does one define the man that TJ is today? He's a loving son, grandson, and brother. He's a cherished cousin and a fun-loving uncle. And now, of course, he's a devoted husband. TJ is outgoing, yet cautious. Well-spoken, yet reserved. He's extremely attractive, yet humble. TJ is a man of work and leisure, sport and exercise. And now, with his recent weight loss, I can confidently say that TJ is ripped. I know it might be hard to tell, ladies, but this guy has insane definition in his triceps. Like this region right here. Like, he's a listener, a lover, a fighter, a cuddler, a joker, a toker. TJ is a man with a plan, just so long as that plan involves getting a haircut first. So earlier this morning, I'm almost done by the way. Earlier this morning when we were getting ready at the hotel, somebody asked me what my most cherished memory of my brother was. And I find it difficult to answer that now because, as you might imagine, those memories aren't appropriate to share in front of your parents at a wedding reception. So instead, I'm gonna break it down in generalities like this. This is what I remember about my brother. I carry with me memories of his kindness, of a man whose moral fibers are woven with love, compassion, and tolerance. And depending on how long you've known my brother, you probably have at least 5 stories about how my brother helped you in some way, or simply brought a wholehearted smile to your face. I carry with me memories of his love of family and friendship, of a man whose integrity, honor, and devotion to family flow abundantly, of a man with the courage to wear his heart on his sleeve, of a man whose tears aren't a symbol of weakness, but a symbol of strength. I carry with me memories of his sense of humor, of a man willing to go to the ends of the earth for a chuckle, to make others forget their own struggles in exchange for a deep-bellied, soul-shaking laugh, of a man who'd rather make others smile than cry, of a man willing to step out onto life's stage to shine. And I carry with me memories of his humility, of a man so modest and humble. TJ, I'm having trouble reading this part. What did you write right here? Zing.
It was getting too good.
Hold on. Check it. No, this is a serious part. I mean this next part from my heart. But if you were to ask me to narrow it down to one single memory, one moment with my brother, I would have to refer you to my very last breath. To my final moments on my deathbed. Only then, after a long life shared with my brother, would I be able to reflect back on our story together. To see pieces of him patched over my own heart. To know that the very blood that flows in him flows in me. You see, my brother defines what a brother should be. He's given me more love and adoration than I probably deserve. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. Teach, I hope you know just how much I've looked up to you over all of these years. And it's not just because you're taller than me, but because in so many ways, you're a better human being than I could ever be. I love you. Mom made me say that. And so to close this out, I have one quick story that I'd like to share that I feel captures the essence of who my brother has been to me. And this story takes place 8 years ago on my own wedding day. So on that day, just before the marriage ceremony was scheduled to begin, I was in a small room behind the altar, and in that room, as we were waiting for guests to arrive at the church, were my brother, my beautiful sister Crystal, our parents, and the priest. And that was a day when I was as nervous as any other day in my entire life. My palms were sweating, and I was feeling anxious, and I was pacing back and forth, back and forth. And to be honest, I didn't know how I was going to get through it. Like, I was feeling some sort of way. And my brother, my best man, saw me in that state, and he went into his own personal crisis management mode. And he decided to do quite possibly the only thing he could have done in that moment to make me feel better. And he decided to sing. Now, a quick aside, if you know my brother, you know he's the funny man. He's a comedian. He's always making people laugh, joking, ha 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 ha, look at you, look at me, I'm doing this thing. Now, look at me. Listen, if you know him really well, then you know that he's like highly skilled at impersonations. And none of his impersonations are as elusive and sought after as his Cher impersonation. Now, over the years, I have asked him on numerous occasions to do that Cher impersonation. We'd be out in a group, a Cher song would come on in a bar, I'm like, my brother can sing just like Cher. TJ, do it. And he would stop and he'd be like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I could never get him to do it. But in that moment, just before my marriage ceremony was scheduled to begin, this man started to sing like Cher. Do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside instead.
Really don't think we're trying like
Listen, he's still so shy about it. But check it out. This man sang like Cher to me, and you know what it did? I immediately felt empowered. Like the sweat stopped, the nerves ended. I immediately popped on the ground, I did 20 push-ups, I jumped back up on my feet, and I was ready to get married, and I married that girl right there, and it was the best thing I ever did. Thanks, in part, to my brother's willingness to act, just be an ass, to make me laugh, and the fact that he was willing to sing like a 1980s drag icon to make me feel great. But that, my friends, is the essence of my brother, and that's why I love you so much. And I don't know if I ever thanked you for that day, but thank you, brother. Let's put our hands together, please, for TJ. He's a special man. So, without further ado, I would like to propose a toast. Please raise your glasses, everybody. To my brother TJ and my beautiful sister Monty, may you both find eternal happiness, joy, prosperity, and love throughout your many long years together. I love you both with all of my heart. And without further ado, let's take this out the only way I know how. You didn't think you were getting out of this with some kind of surprise. Let's go. Kick it, Mark.